Hi guys, welcome to PT Dan's educational videos. Today we're going to be talking about bridging exercises. Now, bridging exercises is the exercise that you choose as the first exercise of a new muscle group that you're training within that workout. So for example, if we are doing a pushing session, you'll be training chest first, tris next, delts last. So you've done your chest, you're now moving into triceps. Your bridging exercise will be the first exercise of your new muscle group. The reason why we call it a bridging exercise is because it should involve both muscle groups. Now, why should it involve both muscle groups is the question, and this is what the video is all about. A bridging exercise is good because it involves both muscle groups because of this simple reason. When you choose the first muscle as the secondary muscle in the new exercise, then the secondary muscle gets a continuous workout, and on top of that, it's already fatigued, so it can't help that much. So your primary muscle gets a much stronger, powerful workout. So let's talk about it a little bit more in depth. You've trained chest, you're going into your tricep workout. The bridging exercise, a good bridging exercise, will be a standard body weight dip. If you're doing dips, your chest is still your primary muscle being used, but your triceps and your delts are also a secondary muscle, but the main primary muscle here is your triceps. So what happens is that your chest gets a continuous workout. So if you're going to be doing, for example, 3 exercises of each muscle group in your workout, you're kind of expanding it now into 4, because the first exercise on the next muscle group, your original muscle is still being used. So it's a good way of creating more volume of work for your muscles chosen within the same period of time, within the same amount of sets, within the same amount of exercises. And on top of that, like I mentioned before, you just train chest, so it's tired, so it can't help as much, meaning your tris now get a bigger, heavier pounding. So let's talk about another bridging exercise, going from triceps now into shoulders. The first exercise for shoulders should be a good compound dumbbell press or barbell press. Why? Because now that you're training chest, when you do a pushing action and extend your elbow joint, you are still using your triceps that you've just used. But the triceps are now so fatigued, they can't help that much, and your delts are now going to get a bigger pounding. But not only that, your triceps have already finished this workout, so now you're expanding the tricep workout into the delt section. So it adds more volume and adds more work for your triceps. So this is what bridging exercises are all about. So in conclusion, just find an exercise as the first exercise for your new muscle group that you're training within the same workout to incorporate the muscles in the exercises beforehand. So let's go through them now a little bit quicker and go through some examples of some good bridging exercises. So let's just revise what we just mentioned with the pushing actions. You've done chest, you've gone to triceps. A good bridging exercise there will be a standard dip, a body weight dip, because it involves the chest, but your primary is still your tricep. Going from triceps into delts, when you train delts, your first exercise there can be a dumbbell press or a barbell press, because it already involves your triceps, but it does incorporate your delts that little bit more. Going from a pulling action, so you've done your lats, and now you're moving into traps. So your first trap exercise can be a seated row, because when you're diving forward in the rowing action and you're pulling from a leaning angle, you are going to use your lats a little bit more. But because your lats are fatigued, your traps are now going to take a bigger weight load. Moving from traps into biceps, well, you don't need a bridging exercise because every pulling action is going to be using your biceps. It's already going to be fatigued. So when you go into biceps, just knock out whatever you got left. Going to legs. So when we go into legs, you can always just focus on your glutes first. Your leg extensions first. Now, once you've gone to leg extensions, you pre-fatigued your quads. You can now go into something like your standard lunges, because it does focus on your glutes, but your quads are so pre-fatigued that your glutes are going to take a bigger workout. And now that you've fatigued your quads and your glutes, you can now go into your squat last, because your glutes and your quads are so pre-fatigued they can't help, and your quads are going to take the massive pounding, and your back is still fresh, ready to go, so you're not going to hurt your back as well. So this is what bridging exercises are all about, and bridging exercises are going to add more volume and add more mass to the muscles, because you're adding more workload into the same amount of sets. It's going to be a smoother transition for blood flow. The first muscle on your new exercise, for your new muscle group, is going to take a bigger pounding because the previous muscle is so fatigued it can't help as much. And so add bridging exercises into your next workout. Just be a little bit conscious about what exercise you choose as the first exercise of your new muscle group within that same workout.